You might have been using a square grid in Amadine or other graphic apps. It is often called standard grid. Along it, Amadine has other grids such as isometric and isometric 2 grids, dimetric, trimetric, and diagonal grids. In this video, we will learn about each of the types and will look more closely at the isometric grid use. In the Amadine app, grids allow snap functionality. This means that objects become perfectly lined up, along with grid lines automatically by snapping into place. Grids are easily customizable and snapping can be turned on anytime. Simply click the eye icon by the Grid menu item to view the grid and toggle the Snap to Grid option to enable objects to align automatically. Let's look more closely at different uses for each type of grid. Standard is a normal square grid and is perfect for general layouts, UI mockups, or anything that needs basic alignment. Isometric grid is made of vertical lines and intersecting 30-degree lines, while isometric 2 grid is its variation. Those grids are ideal for any two-dimensional illustrations. In a dimetric grid, 2 of the axes of an object share the same angle, while the third axis is a different angle. This type of grid is useful for technical illustrations. In a diagonal grid, the lines are placed diagonally and objects are aligned diagonally. It works well for angled visual elements. Trimetric left and trimetric right grids mean that all 3 axes of an object are unequally shortened in the corresponding direction. It is used to emphasize the angle of the elements on canvas. You can control the depth and dimensionality of your design by adjusting the step and subdivisions to make your design journey even more convenient. The step is the space between the 2 lines in the grid. The subdivision is the number of squares in a bigger square. Now we move on to using the isometric grid. Usually designers will use it for creating a visual 3D effect on a 2-dimensional design. First, open the Grid Preferences. Menu file, then Document Setup on a Mac. Make sure Grid Visibility is turned on and use Grid option under View menu. Select Isometric or Isometric 2. Set the spacing interval and number of subdivisions. Enable the Show Grid in Background option by clicking the box, so you can see how to place objects aligned to the grid. To help align shapes perfectly to isometric angles, go to the View menu. Choose Snap to Grid option. Please note that you can always adjust the color and transparency of the grid for the most comfortable work in the program's preferences. So after adjusting the grids to your needs, you can finally draw your perfect illustration. By placing the objects on the isometric grid, you get the most accurate design possible with an unsurpassed 3D effect. One of the great Amadine tips and tricks for easier design work is the Select the Same option, which is a method of selecting objects with identical properties. You can find Select Same under the Select menu and choose one of the options. By selecting all objects on the canvas, which are the same in appearance, or fill and stroke, or fill color, or stroke width, a designer considerably speeds up the workflow. For example, our design has a lot of white letters, and we want to change their font or color. Selecting them by the same appearance will be quick, while shift-clicking on each letter will take a long time. This tutorial provides all the knowledge you need to start using grids in the Amadine app. And now it's time to practice.